Hello, hello, hello.
What?
just your hello.
I didn't
no,
even say anything.
no, I know, but it just that's how we say hello around here.
I got a little
How's it
tickle in my throat.
going? How's it going, everybody? I hope you're all enjoying your Monday. It's been a very sluggish start to my day, and I feel like I haven't even fully woken up throughout this whole day. Vic, how was your Monday?
I had the day off today, so I was pretty hype. I slept until 11, so I'm very happy.
Hell yeah, dude.
Instead of getting like 4 to 5 hours of sleep and then working an 8 hour day.
Love that for you. How was the gym?
It was fine. I'm hurting a little bit.
Nice. Anybody who's a gym goer out there, we appreciate you.
Please tell me your secrets on how not to be so sore.
Stretch and water. Stretch and water. That's how you're not
I
so.
heard drinking, so
I drink to forget the pain.
yep, I drink to
Just-
forget. Just leave it right there.
that's like the best. That's like the best Cards Against Humanity card. I drink to forget blank.
Yep, I just drink.
Regrets.
I just drink to forget. That's it.
Just a blank black card or a blank white card.
Yep.
So today, the theme for our episode, as it should say in the title, right? Vic?
Yep, it should say.
Best story-based games, and we're not talking about franchises or anything like that. We're talking about like games with just such a gripping story that we've both personally played. Just you know, things that really left you feeling like, wow, I experienced that by the time you were done with it.
Yep.
And I think as like avid gamers, there's been at least a handful of times for people who play story based games that are just like get so absorbed into like the characters, the setting, the overall tone of the video game, and like it's just something mesmerizing about video games with such a good story. What do you
Yep.
think, Vic?
Um, yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, I mean, like, any good video game always has, a good story behind it. I feel like lately it's been more just focused on the multiplayer aspect of it. I don't know about you, but I feel like there's not a lot of story-based games anymore. It's just more either battle royales or multiplayer, like FPS shooters have been more popular lately, I feel, rather than story-based games. But I mean, I guess it makes sense. It takes
Yeah,
time for that to be developed and all that stuff.
I'll agree with you. Like, it's definitely been a more multiplayer centric um, time of gaming in these recent years.
Yeah.
Uh, and the AAA platforms, obviously there's going to be more indie games out there with story-based characters and whatnot. But I think when we talk about gaming, not to shun any indie games in particular, what comes to mind are those AAA things. And when it comes to AAA titles, especially, it's been like as Victor said, battle royales, multiplayer centric, not a lot of depth into stories. Even the recent zombies didn't even have that. Like, it had a story, but like the OG characters weren't even involved, from what I remember, or they were, but loosely so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, that
but
is today's theme is our picks for the best story-based games in more, I guess recent times. Yeah. I mean,
mhm.
my list is kind of recent, you
My
know.
list is pretty recent, other than one game. But there's something that we both share on both of our lists, which we're gonna get into. Victor, would you like to start?
Yeah, so while we were going back and forth as to sharing our list, we had God of War, the new one for the PS4, the Norse um, uh, version of it. Um,
Yeah.
that we shared that one in common, so we're gonna do that one first because normally we'll just do one of ours first and then the other one goes. But since we both had this one on our list, so we'll both be are gonna talk about God of War, the PS4. Now let me tell you, that fucking game, that
Dude,
game,
dude, that game, indeed.
that game, dude. Oh my god, I love that game. I love that game so much.
It was so hard too,
Yeah,
like not even like, but it was enjoyably so. That's the
yeah.
thing. Like it was punishing, but like it tickled all my dark soul, like feel good brain cells.
And
Um,
nothing to take away from the the original Greek mythology, God of War.
mhm.
I mean, those were good too. I was torn between picking that one or the new one, but the new one, oh my god, like yeah, it has to be up there, man. It has to. It's so good. It's so good. It's like a fresh new take on on the God of War series. Because how long has it been since God of War 3 came out?
Oh, geez, man, that was PlayStation 2
Yeah,
days.
dude. That's I think about it.
Like
That was PlayStation 2. All right, we
like the original God of War and then God of War 3.
God
I
of War
think
3 was on
God
the
of War 3
PS3.
was on PS3.
Yeah, no God of War.
But like to scale, like the jump from God of War 3 to God of War, for PS4, for all intents and purposes, we're just going to be calling it God of War because,
That
it
that
is.
that was the title. It was just God
Right,
of War.
right. There's something to be said about going through that story. I really loved the character development
Yeah.
between Atreus and Kratos. That was like one of the most well-told stories. It gave me I don't want to say too much, but you know what I'm going to be like. What connection, that dynamic between father and son lends well into another game on your list
Yeah,
that
it
I won't
was
mention.
yeah, just yet. But going on that, it was really well done. I mean, like you said, the character development of Kratos and and Atreus, and it was interesting to see a different version of Kratos, because
Yeah.
normally we just see him angry and like pissed off at the gods, and wanting to take his revenge on them. But like here in this, like he's more
Human.
mellowed. Yeah, human. That's a good way to put it. Human. He's more human. He has a kid now, right?
Hmm.
He had a wife,
Hmm.
and I remember in the first opening, the first mission that you do is hunting with your boy.
Hmm.
So it was a really good
It
take
really
on a
set the
different
tone.
different version of Kratos.
Like just that whole first sequencing really sets the tone for like, oh, I'm in for an adventure. And throughout the whole time that you're playing, it is one of those things where not only does it feel good to play, it's also one of the most beautiful games I've ever
Yeah,
like
it's
laid my
aesthetically
eyes
pleasing.
on. It's very just
The graphics are
yeah.
definitely amazing, and it had a really nice fluidity to it. Every
Hmm.
single thing that happened from one chapter to the next was really well spaced out. Nothing felt rushed, and nothing felt
No.
like too bad. And it always kept me entertained. Like even like you get a little bit of lore while you're on the boat, traveling from place to
Oh,
place.
dude,
Kratos will just go off on his
Mimir,
stories. Yeah,
Mimir's
yeah,
stories, dude, I
mhm,
love.
yep.
Um,
So
so good. The storytelling in that game, like as Victor said, it's just paced so well.
yeah, God of War
Shout
is
out to Santa Monica Studios for doing a job well done with the franchise because, like, I'm I was craving more of that game after
yep,
it was done. Usually, after a game is done, sometimes it's like, oh man, that took a while, but like, hey, we finished it. But for that one, it almost felt like it was well paced. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, but it
super
almost
well
felt
paced.
short. Like at the very end where you're just like,
Yeah, I
like
mean they left off
eh,
on a really good cliffhanger. Now, like I'm excited for was it God of War Ragnarok?
yes,
Yeah,
yes, dude,
so
I'm so excited.
that I'm
Without any
excited for.
spoilers, like of course, but like throughout the
Ah,
and even
I don't know about
what's
that.
his name? What's his name? What is his name? That dude that chases you. Oh, how am I forgetting him?
Baldur?
Balder, yeah,
Yeah,
dude. That I can't feel anything.
good fight with him. Good couple of fights
Dude,
with him, and the ending battle with him,
this
fucking
cycle.
Superb. It was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, I
And it
had.
has amazing homages to the previous games.
Oh
Like,
man,
and that
remember the
was the
boat
best
scene?
part. Yeah, that was the best part, right? Is that even though this is a new version of Kratos, now it's set in Norse mythology, it still kept the
Hmm,
Greek mythology in that world. And it's not like, oh,
right.
we're just gonna brush it off and just pretend like this is a whole new game. No, no, no. Like they brought that in there. I mean, like when
In
that
the
level,
underworld,
yeah, they were in the underworld, their version of hell. He still had glimpses of Zeus, and he had
dude,
glimpses of
the
Athena.
Raven,
Yeah,
and yeah, the Raven, and
yeah,
he's haunted by Athena,
yep.
where she's like, "You'll always be the ghost of Sparta,"
Yep, the
and then
Ghost of Sparta. Like and like I said, going back, like it's a whole different version of Kratos because we see him all pissed off. I mean, like the dude has gone through a lot,
oh, dude, so
so
much. I
much,
mean, he lost his brother, and
so
then he
much.
lost his family.
Oh,
Like,
that one was on him, but he didn't know that. He didn't know that.
yeah, he didn't know that, but
Yeah,
like,
but truly upsetting on and the fact that he has to wear it.
yeah, he has to. Not
Those
only
that
are
yeah
the swords chained to him, he
yeah
also has to wear the ashes of his family.
yeah, which is like the most fucked up part, but also probably the most like
Raw,
yeah
intense
for
character
intense
building.
yeah you know
And
and
this one, he's just trying to live like a man. You
yeah, like you
know.
said, he was more human, and
Hmm.
you know, like I said, good homages to the previous games, and I mean, you can't fucking go wrong. I'm sorry, like I know he's like, no spoiler, no, spoiler. The Blades of fucking Chaos,
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, that scene alone, where he's taking off his bandages, you find the
mm-hmm.
chains, and he's
And the
just
music and the soundtrack to that, as he's taking off his bandages, as he's unraveling, the weapon.
the
Oh,
ominous tone, because now you have a Kratos that you've pissed off once again because you kidnapped his kid. It's
yeah,
like,
you don't want to fuck with this dude.
yeah, dude.
The dude is
Oh
a
man.
god of war. Like, like, are you dumb?
Literally,
Are
we
you
can
dumb?
harp on about this game like for probably the next hour. But for time's sake, we got to move on. And Victor has a second uh, choice, which you know what, Vic? I can't believe I forgot about this. I can't believe another PS4 title, dude. I can't believe I forgot about this. Oh my goodness, Victor, take it away.
Yep. So the next one is Marvel's Spider-Man for the
Oh,
PS4.
so good.
Now and by the way, this is in no particular order, right? These except for one, and it's going to be the last one I'm going to talk about, but we'll leave it there because that one
Yeah,
is my topic. But
chef's
these next
kiss.
four are not in particular order. But because it was hard picking a list like that to say which one was fifth, fourth, third, whatever. But
Yeah,
anyway, going back, Marvel Spider-Man. Oh,
so good. Like,
what's
as soon as I read your list and I saw that, I was like, "Fuck! Why didn't I
yeah, dude.
think of that?"
What's not to like about this game? Actually, I have a few cons, but we'll get to those. Let's talk about
Oh,
the pros
okay.
first. We'll talk about the pros first.
I feel that. I feel that. I
Graphics.
like that.
Oh my god,
Oh,
beautifully stunning.
dude.
Accurate too. The fact that it's in New York and it
Yeah.
has little Easter eggs too. Like you can visit Avengers Tower. Well, not go in, but like you can scale it.
Hmm.
Like that's pretty cool. And like it's New York City. I grew up in New York City, so seeing that, you have Central Park there and everything. Like you're in Queens and you're just shooting, web slinging around at New York City, a modern day New York City, breathtaking. Like visually, it's so breathtaking. It's amazing. But let's get to the story,
Oh
right? Because
boy.
that's what we're here for.
Hmm.
It's now the best way I can describe it. It's like it's not like any other Spider-Man, but they keep it over. Like it's new. It's like new, but they keep it original. It's simple, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
that.
Yeah, so it's a really good story with Peter Parker, and he's working with Doc Ock, and like what was he working on? He was working on
He was working on the cerebral thing for
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you
Uh,
got his relationship with Mary Jane, and you got his relationship with his with Aunt May,
Oh
and the
man,
shelter that she's running and all that stuff. So overall, it was a really good game.
Miles.
Yeah, Miles at the uh,
You know.
making an appearance too, and everything.
Hmm.
The campaign is really good, right?
Well done
It's
as
yeah,
well.
like I can't remember the last Spider-Man game that I truly enjoyed. I think maybe the last one was like Spider-Man like 2,
Friend or foe?
like for the PS2, I think.
Oh my God! Even back then,
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3,
Yeah, Spider-Man 3 was okay in my opinion.
Spider-Man 2. That's the
But
one that
Spider-Man
everybody
2,
compares this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
cuz like the fact that like it's open world and you can,
Hmm.
web sling around, but and this one like the cliffhanger to this game, it was
Oh
really
man,
really well done. It sets up for an amazing sequel to this.
there
Now I
were
haven't
there were a
played.
bunch of moments in that game that
Yeah.
really hits you in the feels really
Oh
hard,
yeah, there
dude.
were a lot of moments where it really hits you in the feels, from
Like
Peter kind of
hard.
like damaging his relationship with Mary Jane. Then you
Hmm.
have Aunt May. I'm gonna leave it right there. Aunt
Dude,
May.
I will without spoilers. I felt tears coming on, dude.
Even thinking about it makes me sad, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I won't lie. I cried. I,
yeah,
I,
like,
I, I legitimately cried. I was bawling my eyes out.
dude.
Because when you grow up, like I grew up, with comics and all that stuff, and Spider-Man, he's more at home. I mean, like he's from Queens. I'm from Queens. I grew up with comics, so he's just a kid. That's what I like about Spider-Man. He's just a kid. He's not an adult. He went through something and has powers and all this stuff. I mean, yeah, he went through something. He has powers, but he's just a kid. He's only in high school.
Hmm.
You know, so it's a breath of fresh air for a comic book hero. And the campaign itself, it was only 17 hours long, and that's just the campaign. That's not doing side missions or anything like that, but it's only 17 hours long. Yeah, yeah,
That's short.
yeah,
I didn't think about that because like
yeah, it's
when you're
only
playing that
17.
game,
Yeah,
you
it's
do all the side
averages.
things.
Yeah, it averages to about 17 hours of just campaign.
That's pretty. That's pretty.
But
That's
yeah, that's
not
pretty short.
short. That's not short.
But video game, like runtime for campaigns, like that's kind of short.
Yeah, like, but again, nothing felt rushed.
No, nothing felt rushed, and it had amazing, uh, characters had amazing villains. I mean,
Villains.
the bruh, Sinister Six. Oh,
Yeah, dude. I was
chef's
just about to
kiss,
say.
chef's
Uh,
kiss.
I think the one thing that's truly like wonderful about Spider-Man 4 was like how alive it felt. When you were, oh, excuse me, when you were on the like the floor, the ground, and like everybody's like, "Hey, Spidey, yo, yo, Spidey!"
Yeah,
You could
yeah,
take
the
selfies
AIs
with
and all.
people.
Yeah, yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool.
dude.
And
I was watching a video recently, most detailed games, and one of the things is that there are no Jewish people out and about on Saturdays because they're all at service.
huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Interesting. See, small details,
yeah, small
small
details
details.
to build that whole thing, but like the
Yeah,
story overall, man.
yeah,
Like,
and I'll say this, and well, we'll end it there. Is the last mission, when you're
oh,
facing Doc Ock, you get the new
oh,
suit. You go and face him on top of the that tower there. Oh, tell
dude,
me not those graphics.
dude, the
Fuck,
rain.
the rain. Oh my god, that
the,
it
the
was
the
it was beautifully set
reflections,
up. Yep.
like this is before ray tracing, like,
And yeah, and
but
the voice acting for that,
oh
you
my
can
goodness.
feel the emotion, you can feel the pain, you can feel the betrayal. When Peter, when Doc Ock finds out it's Peter, and Peter's like,
Yeah,
like you were my hero, you were who I idolized, and now like
yeah.
he like you felt it, and then you felt it with Aunt May, but still,
Oh man, I have to ask, what do you think of the new model for Peter Parker?
I like it.
Fits the voice?
I
Fits
do.
the
I
voice,
like it.
or
No, I
yeah?
like it. Yeah, no, I like it. Yeah.
Everybody keeps complaining that I saw when it initially got revealed was like, oh, it looks too much like Tom Holland. Spider-Man doesn't have to be Tom Holland. But then, like, listening to that guy's voice, and
This
then
doesn't
watching
even
that
look
guy's
like that
face.
much like Tom Holland, and it doesn't
No, it
even sound
doesn't.
like Tom Holland. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I thought it was weird playing, like PS4 Peter
Mm.
Parker, and then
Yeah,
seeing the new Peter Parker, but
yep,
like his voice fits so much better for
yep,
that model, you
yeah.
know?
So I really enjoyed it. Anyway,
Mm.
moving on. Next game, Halo 3.
Oh, of course, of
What?
course.
It is the holy trinity to Bungie's success with Halo.
Oh my
You
god.
know, and it has memorable characters. Everyone knows who Master Chief is. Everyone knows who the Arbiter is. And it has such a complex story, right? But it's one worth getting to know. Like if you put the time in to really figure out what it's really about and how everything came to be, with the rings, with Master Chief, especially with the Arbiter and his entire
Oh
race
man.
and all that stuff, and the Forerunners and all of that, and the Flood
Covenant.
and the Covenant, dude. Like, there's a lot of characters. There's a lot of like we'll call them like clans, right? A lot of
Yeah, yeah, that fits. Yeah,
you
the
got the
brute.
Forerunners.
Well, the brutes
Mm.
weren't present in Halo 3
Mm-hmm.
as much,
Oh,
but
as Carl's 331 is now following. Thank you. We appreciate that.
hey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We really appreciate that. I'm sorry, you're saying?
See, Halo 3, like, I think what strings it and ties it in a beautiful bow throughout that whole series is like the glimpses of Cortana,
Yeah.
like telling Chief, "Oh, would you let me die?" and this and
Yeah.
that and that. And let's just talk about how hard like Chief's life was. Like literally, as a child, when you become a Spartan, you're literally not allowed to socialize unless you're training with other Spartans, and
Yep.
then they like put you through like they experiment on you, throw
They
you in
do a lot of
armor,
shit. They do a lot of
dude.
shit with you, dude. You
And
know.
then his only friend is an AI
Yeah.
threat,
The
and
one that
he's the
he
last
actually
one
trusts. He
that
doesn't
he
even
actually.
trust the military itself. He only trusts Cortana.
And Johnson, but then
Yeah, but yeah.
yeah, and Commander Keys, but but
But I mean, come
but
on, this game has been released for a while now. I mean, if you haven't played
yeah.
Halo 3, what's wrong with you?
Spoiler warnings. Close your ears. Mute it for like I don't know, 40
R.I.P.
minutes.
Johnson. That's my
R.I.P.
boy.
Johnson.
R.I.P.
Fuck
Johnson.
guilty Spark.
Yeah. Yo, for real, what the fuck? But
Dude,
anyway,
fuck guilty
but
Spark.
yeah, like I said, huge story, but one worth getting to know, and has such an epic campaign.
Dude, for real. Every mission, it always like
Non-stop
there.
action, dude, non-stop.
And don't get us wrong, there are missions where it's like
It kind
you're
of drags a little
designed to.
bit, yeah,
It drags a little bit, but like that's like the downtime because
yeah,
as soon as it drags a little bit, it's like, oh,
yeah,
why was this mission like so chill?
yeah. And it has
Oh
the
shit, the next mission is like
yeah, it's
what?
not. Yeah, it has the perfect, like it's fluid. Everything is fluid. Everything is within reason. Like we got some slower missions, but like that's to set up the next mission. Like it's
Yeah.
just it's nonstop action and like come on, split screen with your buddy.
Oh man,
Playing the
dude.
campaign. One of you is the chief. One of you is the arbiter. Come on.
Yeah, man. Like I'll admit though, like you always wanted to play Chief.
Yeah, I didn't mind
But
playing as the arbiter. I was like, dude, yeah, I'll be
no,
a
no,
giant
of
fucking
course not.
lizard thing. But
They're
yeah,
worms.
yeah.
Did you know that? They're literally
What?
worm.
It
They're
was like a
worm
little
people.
demon like slug thing.
Yeah, dude, they're worm
What the?
people. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna go with the demon slug thing. But
yeah,
anyway,
dude.
um, yeah,
Oh man.
really epic campaign, and it was with the right difficulty too. Even with legendary, it felt as it should. Like
Yeah,
one bullet and
perfect
like
way.
you're almost dead. I mean that makes sense. It's a bullet. It can go penetrate right through you.
Not to mention these are lasers.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, you're not fighting people with bullets. You're fighting people that have laser beams. So
Yep.
obviously,
Yep.
like,
Yep. And this was the climactic ending, you know, uh, to Bungie's efforts with Halo. I think by this time it was the end of their contract with Microsoft. Um, you know, starting with 2001 with Combat Evolved, You know,
Oh
like this
man.
was the ending. You know, because after this, it was 343 studios that
And not to like rag on 343 for a while because they have some interesting things, but the writing team
yeah.
behind Bungie,
Yeah, but the writing team behind Bungie and the story they told with the first three Halos have been nothing but a masterpiece. You know, this was
yeah,
the climactic ending to Bungie's efforts with Halo, and you know, it was I I'm really
it's a
happy I
love
got to
letter,
experience that.
dude.
You
It
know,
was a love letter to the fans for sure.
yep, and you know, really really awesome campaign. You know, memorable campaign. You know, like as soon as like even then like it's been years since I played it, but guaranteed if I open up that campaign and I start playing, oof,
I'd tear up.
nostalgia at this point.
Yeah, you know what I really loved and appreciated about Halo 3? The
Well,
most, it left off right at the ending of Halo 2.
that's right. That's right. When he fell, when you fell from space and he was shooting down, he landed in that spot, and then it picks up right from there.
Yeah,
Yep, it was really
dude,
good. Really, job well
so
done.
good.
Job well done, Bungie. I miss
Job
you.
well done, Bungie.
You know, like three for three. Like
You're doing,
you're not bad, right? But you could be a little bit better. I'm just gonna throw that
yeah,
out there.
you know, shout out to Bungie though for doing their thing with Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah,
I'm personally not a fan, but like, hey, good to see you
Destiny
in the game.
was. I like Destiny. I didn't play too much Destiny 2, but regardless, Bungie and with writing Halo and developing Halo, job well done with that one. So really
Absolutely.
campaign to remember. So I'm really happy with that one. All right, moving on. Second to the last one.
Dude, can I just say that like I love your list.
I
I
mean,
do.
they're like kind of they're a little bit mainstream, but like they're classics, dude. They're just
Dude, they're so good. Like, you know, like they're just so
and
good.
this one I've poured hours and hours into, and there's none other than the Elder Scrolls, Skyrim.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
Good
was
old
like, which one
Skyrim.
was this?
Yep.
Yeah, fair enough.
Good old Skyrim. That's it.
Fair enough.
Enough
Yeah.
said. Enough said.
Really?
Enough said. No, of course not.
I was like, that's it?
But it's Skyrim, you know.
Yeah, you know.
You know.
Yeah, I can't wait to be playing Skyrim on my PS70.
I know, like everything they keep remaking Skyrim for the newer gens. It's out on the Switch. It's out on the PS4. It's out on the Xbox One. You know, like it's just keeps getting like I want the new one. All right, give me what is it 6? Give me Elder Scrolls
Yeah,
6
yeah.
now. But anyway, uh, the campaign. Fuck, so many goddamn quests, hours upon hours of quests. What?
No, I heard a bang.
Oh yeah, no, that's outside. The people here,
Oh.
still shooting fireworks. I don't know why.
Oh. I thought it was thunder. I was like, how
No,
come?
no, they're still shooting fire. Either that or someone got shot. I don't know. But anyway,
The hood will never
the
know.
world will never know. But you know, the quest for Skyrim. Holy shit, that game, right, has so much playtime, so much. There's never like
A
nothing
dull
to
moment.
do. Yeah, there's never a dull moment. There's never nothing to do. You know, like as you progress through the story, you still get more shit to do. Even the side quests, like it has huge amounts
There's
of
so
lore.
many things. It's unfair. There's so many things to do in that game, and there's no way on your first playthrough that you're literally gonna complete it all,
Yeah, no,
unless you literally just like you're like Victor and sink like over 100 hours into one character.
yeah, I don't give a shit, man. Me and my fucking, you know, me and my dude, Machete. Yeah, I named him Machete
Oh, dude, what's your class?
Imperial. He's an Imperial.
He's an imperial named
He's
Machete.
a fucking scum, dude. But yeah,
Dude.
I mean, like, come on, you get to face fucking dragons, bro. You're a dragon eater, fucking soul eater right there. You know, Dovahkiin, bro. Fucking dragon.
Dragon Eater.
Yeah,
Dragon
bro.
Beater.
I fucking eat dragons, bro. Open them right up and just get in there. You know.
Yo, you should make the Sleepy Brown EP
Oh my
and
god, you
just
know,
talk about.
like, you know, forget eating ass, bro. Like I'm eating dragons. Enough said. Just fucking dragons. Skyrim. That's it. That's it. But I'll say this: the guilds, the Dark Brotherhood. Oh, let me tell you,
Oh
man.
my god.
The
I'm
story.
still dying. I'm forgetting.
That's right. Don't eat ass, eat dragons.
Oh my god.
Can we make a shirt like that?
I don't see why not. We probably get sued by Bethesda.
Wow. Well, it's okay. It's worth it.
Todd Howard's just like.
God damn. Hey, man. But anyway, the guilds, the Thief Guild, that was really cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
And even then, like those quests, like the longer quests that you can do, like with the guilds and the Dark Brotherhood and stuff like that, even those had their own stories, and those were really good
Yeah,
too.
dude. They had mini campaigns.
Yeah, they
But
had many campaigns within it. Like the game is already kind of lengthy itself, right? But then you add on top of it side quests, those little mini campaigns with the guilds and other shit that you can do. Non-stop
man.
action, dude. It is
Yeah.
so much fucking lore, and you can read about it. Like all the books in the
Oh
game.
yeah, dude.
Like yeah,
That's one of my favorite things about Elder Scrolls in general is the fact that they pack so much. Oh,
yep,
the third era of the
yeah.
Empire.
Super. It's the like and like I said, tiny details. It's the tiny details in that game too that make it what it is.
Dude, for real.
A fucking
I do.
masterpiece.
Dude, yeah, one of the most fun things about Skyrim is the fact that like if you walk around, like I tried to play Skyrim recently, like I beat it once, and that's personally that's one of those games where like, all right, I beat it.
Yep.
I can't do this anymore. Like I can't sell my soul, otherwise I'll be here forever. But I went back and I just walked, not even fast traveling, just walking to
Yep.
destinations
Yep.
by road signs.
Still good, man.
The
It's the
amount
small
of
details.
things, the amount of things that happen on the road, like
Yeah.
just random encounters left, right, like it's crazy. And then it gets a little tedious when you get to a certain level.
Yeah.
Oh, here's and you're like, oh great, look at the
Fuck
sky.
yeah,
Where is
yeah.
it? Shit, where is it? And
I
then
know,
you're
like, dude, dragons fucking pop out of nowhere. Like what?
after a certain point, it's too much.
It's not even the main dragon too.
Yeah, dude, it's not.
They're just
It's
fucking
like,
random dragons with names.
it's like, oh yeah, I'm a blood dragon.
Yeah, here's
Oh.
here's fucking Farglore, the ice dragon. Like,
Yeah, like walking around Winterhold.
Yeah.
Fucking through the fucking.
I know.
ice. You're just like, you're like, oh shit.
yeah, what the fuck? I didn't know it was a fucking the local dragon in Riverwood. Like,
Yeah. The
fuck?
local dragon
yeah,
river.
oh yeah, that's just a dragon. Like, wait, do something about it.
No, he's chill. Look
Yeah.
at him.
He's the only
he's
one.
Clearly eating something.
Yeah, he's the only one who could kill the chicken, and everyone's so okay with it. The dragon could kill the chicken in Riverwood, and all the villagers would be okay with it. But if you touch it, you're fucked.
Oh, dude, you know what's funny? Chickens count as witnesses to
They do not.
Yeah, they do.
Oh my god. But a pickpocket a chicken and we pluck one of your feathers without you
Dude, I
knowing.
love how silly. Like, I know we're talking about story for like Skyrim and whatnot, but I love how silly the silliest shit that you can do, like the bucket trick. Throw a bucket on top of
Yeah, I know.
somebody's head, and then you start pickpocketing the shit out of
It's so
everything
dumb. Like I
around
said, small details, Small details. But anyway, beautiful
you.
game.
Like,
Haven't played it. I recommend it. I mean, if you have time, that's a really
Just,
long game to play. But
like Witcher levels of
see,
dedication that you
I'm not
need.
gonna lie, that one almost made my list.
Yeah, well, see, like it would have if I, completed the game.
Oof.
Yeah,
All right.
there's just so much, dude. So
Yeah,
much happening.
so much. So if you haven't
That's
played
the
it,
one thing. That's like the one thing about like open world RPGs. There's almost too many things to do at once.
and
There's so much information
I
overload.
personally love the medieval times. So this era was perfect for me. So hats
Fair
off.
enough.
Hats off.
Fair enough. Fair
All right.
enough.
And the last one, and this for sure was my top pick. Like this is my number one. The other ones, like I said, no particular order. Just they're games that I like, and I think they have the
Yeah.
best storytelling.
Yeah.
Now this one, none other than The Last of Us. Oh, baby,
Part 1.
part one. Yeah. Oh, baby, chef's kiss. I really, really enjoyed that game. Now, I'm not a big fan of like post-apocalyptic zombie games, because they were kind like there's not much you can do with them. Like
That's not
story
it.
like story
That's not
wise,
it.
like it's
You're
hard.
scared.
Like
You're scared. No,
no,
I'm
it's not even that I'm
kidding.
scared.
I'm kidding.
Like the Evil Within, like that one almost made my list too.
Oh yeah, dude.
The
That
Evil
yeah.
Within, like I really thought about that one, but I put The Last of Us over The Evil Within. I really enjoy that game. But anyway, The Last of Us, it dark intro, dark,
Oh man, the first
super.
like what?
Yeah,
What is that?
it was
Like
the first
30
mission. Yeah, the
minutes?
first 30 minutes.
Dude, like there's shout out to like ex Lazy Unicorn because she's also a she goes through all the Last of Us games and every time it's always like achievement hunting for it. I'm
Mhm.
like all right, but she
Yeah,
loves that game, dude.
but yeah,
So when you mentioned Last of Us, I was immediately like oh
yeah.
it's like lazy,
Yeah.
but
It's really well told, and it has a pretty dark intro to it. I mean, already, like you said, the first 30 minutes, I cried. I'm not gonna lie, man.
oh yeah, dude.
Like that's sad. That is depressing. You
Dude,
know.
for real, like Troy Baker, the voice
Oh,
actor
Troy Baker,
and
man. I love Troy Baker.
actor behind that, in a recent interview that he did with Jacksepticeye, he said now that he has a kid, he can't even do a scene like that
Yeah,
anymore.
and oh my god, dude, I can't even imagine like the pain like that. Like for those of you who don't know, and I guess spoilers, but I mean the game has been out for a
The
while.
game's been out for so long. If you
Um,
haven't played it, like,
yeah. So already the first mission, Joel, the main character,
mm,
loses his daughter, gets shot
mm,
as they were
mm,
trying to escape the city. You have the infected. You have all those who are infected coming after you, and he's just trying to get some help, and he's trying to escape. You have what, like the military or the cops or whatever, waiting, and he's, his daughter is injured, so he's carrying her, and so you stop at a checkpoint, and it cuts to the scene where Joel's carrying his daughter. He is confronted by, I guess the military.
soldier.
Yeah, a soldier. He gets confronted by a soldier, and you can overhear like on the radio, like you hear like static, but then like the soldier's like, "But sir, like he has a kid." He's like, "All right, well, you know what's gonna happen, right?" And you have Joel
Yeah.
like please like, and then immediately he starts firing, and then Joel turns around, and then cut to them, and
Shout out to Tommy though for just
yeah,
dude. And then
what was her name, Sarah?
yeah, dude. And then like it cuts over to her after Tommy saves you,
Yeah, yeah. So it
and
was it was a really sad intro. Um, did shed a little tear. I was like, dude, like how can you get back from that? Like, and then
you
fast
don't.
forward, you don't like, and it showed. You fast forward, to now you're playing the game.
Cold, calloused,
Yeah,
hardened
you fast forward, some
Joel,
years, and yeah, like the dude dead. You could see it all over his face. Like he's just
just
living day to
screams
day,
that there's
just
nothing left.
like there's just nothing. I mean, like you can't, like you said, you can't come from that. And uh, like I said about post-apocalyptic, like zombie games, not a fan. Only because like there's not a whole lot of storytelling you can do. I mean, it's kind of like over like
It's
it,
oversaturated,
it's
and
overplayed, man. Like the whole
it's
zombie
like
things.
it gets to a point where like there's no originality for it. But
Yeah,
I understand
but
that.
yeah,
But with The Last of Us, it was a breath of fresh air into
yeah,
the like
yeah,
post-apocalyptic
yeah. Breath of fresh
sphere
air.
of gaming.
And not only do you face just the infected, you face like people too, and like there's a
Mm.
really compelling story, to get Ellie, to the Fireflies so that they can look for a cure, because now we have Ellie. Now let's talk about Ellie for a second. Now, easy to like characters and huge character development for
Mm.
not only just Ellie but for Joel especially.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
It harkens back to what we like the dynamic between Kratos and Atreus.
Yep.
Like definitely, you have a hardened man who's literally just like hurt, angry, wants to like just see the world burn, you know, and just trying to make ends meet for himself. The only person that he has to look out for is himself. And then you get thrusted upon a rambunctious, high energy teenager, like,
Yeah.
and she's also
She's a
been
little
through a
shit.
lot.
Yeah, but she's been
Yeah,
through a
yeah.
lot.
I
But she's a
mean,
little shit.
respectfully though, like,
Respectfully,
yeah,
respect.
yeah,
You
like,
know, but she's a
and
little shit.
imagine being a kid, like, going through, like, growing up, and
Yeah,
that's
in
the
this
only
world.
life that
Yeah.
you know.
Yep. Not even
So
knowing like the simple pleasures of life of just going out with your friends and going to the park or, like something her age, a kid would do. A kid, just a kid. And now
right,
not only are you burdened with living and like having to live in this world, right? But you're immune to the zombies. Like you're
and you
immune.
can't even share that
You can't.
information. Or else, like, people will think you're crazy,
Yeah.
or they'll just want you dead for whatever reason, one
Yep.
reason or another.
Yep. And only
Like,
select few people know that and so now you're tasked with taking Ellie to find people who can help with that cure. Along the way, you're getting chased by other people trying to get them dead and all that stuff. So it's non-stop action, amazing
mm,
storytelling. The bond with Joel and Ellie gets like significantly stronger as you go along, and it feels like like father and daughter again.
yeah. Where do you think? Let me ask you. Where do you think was the turning point?
Oof.
I can think of one scene, but I want to hear your opinion.
Hmm. I'm not sure, honestly. There were some
I.
moments here and there where I felt like there was a turning point, but I
But
can't.
then it would take steps back.
Yeah, then it would take steps back. But I'm curious, what's yours?
The turning point came when Ellie shoots that guy in the head, and right
Oh,
before he's about to jump down and gives Ellie a rifle, he turns to her and says, "By the way, it was either him or me." And then he jumps down, and
yeah,
Ellie's like, "I'm not gonna miss." That was the turning point for
yep,
me.
yep, yeah. But yeah, I
Because
mean,
that's a kid. She's never killed anybody. Still,
yep,
she's how old is she in this? Like 14,
something like that, maybe younger.
maybe younger. Like a kid
Yeah,
shot an adult to
yeah,
save her guardian, like
yep.
the person that's tasked to look
Yep.
out for
And
her.
it really and by this point when Joel got severely injured, he fell and
Oh
like yeah,
man.
like and then now we're in winter time and like she
Oh my
has to
God.
and she has to like protect Joel and everything. That was another huge like by that time it was already cemented like yes, now we're gonna care for each other. Like
That
now
was,
Ellie.
dude. That went like I got so anxious playing through that whole sequence, going through the town as Ellie, because at this point you've upgraded Joel,
Yeah.
right? Like the stats should be relatively high. Ellie only has 4 bars of life. She only has 4 bars of life
Yeah.
and not that much ammo, and
Yep.
then like all of a sudden she gets like yoinked and kidnapped,
Yep.
and then you get to see. Here's the cool thing about what they did really well. You get to see Joel without the like with the cuffs off. You get to see Joel as survivalist, scavenger Joel prior to meeting Ellie. You get a taste of the kind of man, the kind of darkness that's inside of him. Because now you have a grown man who's saying like, "I already lost my daughter once. I'm not going to do it again, and I'm going to do it by any means, by any means."
Yep.
Eh,
So.
dude, remember
eh,
when you just that chair scene
Oh my
where he's
God.
just like, "I want you to mark on the map, and if he just marks something different, I'm gonna kill you."
Mm,
I was just like, "Oh shit!" Then he kills him
he's good.
anyways.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Dude is just a fucking badass. But yeah,
Dude,
anyway.
are you excited for the HBO series?
Yes. Oh my god. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
We have the Mandalorian
And
himself starring as
yep.
Joel.
And then but yeah, anyway, the game it ends off on a good note. Good you know, I thought it did. I thought it did.
Like, here's the thing. I This is one of those things where it's just like the greater good. Like I think that's the thing that Naughty Dog did well, where you're just like, he just did that.
Yep.
He just did that.
Yeah, no, he fucked up that entire room. Yep.
Yeah,
Well, I
dude.
mean, what else are you gonna do?
Hey, man. Like,
All right, like, would you really be willing to let Ellie die?
hell no, dude. But like,
He already
if we're
lost
talking,
one daughter once, right?
if we're
By
talking
this point,
objectively,
well, I mean,
you
yeah,
know,
I mean,
like,
like, if I didn't know the girl, right, and I was tasked with just delivering her like this little shit, I'd be like,
if
yeah,
they didn't
okay, go
go
for it.
through all the things that they
Yeah,
needed to,
yeah, I would
you
have been
know,
like, yeah, all right. Well, sacrifice one life to save millions. I get it, but like, but like the bond that they formed, Joel already lost one daughter. He has
hmm,
gone through this whole adventure with this little
hmm.
girl around the same age as her daughter when she
And that
passed.
whole scene where like he arrives too late, and this
Yeah,
is the chapter right before the culmination too, right?
yeah,
This is
yeah.
yeah,
So
that whole scene where he arrives and Ellie has the machete, dude. Of course, after that, I was immediately like,
yeah,
that was when like I was like, oh hell no,
yeah.
Ellie's not dying.
This is basically just like Ellie is basically a daughter figure
Mm,
to Joel.
mm,
Like he sees
absolutely.
probably a lot of Sarah within Ellie. So obviously he wasn't gonna let her die. So
And you
I think
see
it was
him opening up
justified.
more.
Yeah, you see him opening up more. So I think it was justified with how it ended, and it set up for The Last of Us Part Two. Um,
Which in its own right is a really good game. I
yeah,
won't knock
I
it.
actually I haven't finished it.
That's fine,
Yeah,
like
I made it
but
like yeah, I don't even know how far I am into it. It's been a while.
with the accolades that it's received,
Yeah,
like
so
I've seen I believe I saw Lazy play it. So
yeah,
like you know, good story,
yep,
but
but yeah.
Last of Us Part 1 just hits different.
Yep, it hits different. Great game. Fresh take on, horror post-apocalyptic, kind of
Mm,
storytelling. So yeah,
mm.
and that concludes my list of my favorite
Oh,
story-based games.
oh boy, here we go. Here's my list, ladies and gentlemen, and all other configurations of life form. Uh, my goodness, we already talked about God of War.
Yep, that one
And
was the
no,
one we shared.
in no particular order, but I'm saving the bet like these two. So, Vic, I'm an indie gamer. You know I love indie games. Um, First one that I have to shout out is Firewatch. Now, if you don't know what Firewatch is basically a walking simulator. But you're a park ranger, newly volunteered park ranger who has a rough life, the roughest of life. You play this man who's in his 40s, and his wife is diagnosed with early onset dementia,
Oof,
Alzheimer's,
at 40.
rather. Yeah,
That's rough.
yeah, yeah. Henry. Henry is the main character's name, and the only contact that you have is with a fellow fire watcher, Delilah, and all throughout this whole thing, he's like constantly thinking of his wife, thinking like, oh, like was it wrong for him to come out here? But then, like, because she doesn't even know who he is anymore, and you see this kind of a relationship bloom between Delilah and Henry while they're watching fires and stuff, you know. But there's some weird things that go on. Like Henry catches somebody walking and shines a flashlight at him, and he gets freaked out by it. But he was like, and then Delilah messes with you. Like she's like, I have to tell you something. It's the outside. People walk here. So she's like that kind of person. Like she's super sarcastic. And she's like kind of a dick. But really great story. Really good mystery
Yep.
involved in Firewatch as well because uh, it's ominous, but then there's like a plot twist that you had no idea was coming because you think somebody's spying on you, which they are, but not for the right not for the reasons that you think of in the game. And uh, the park ultimately is just beautiful to look at as well. Like you can walk through the Grand Canyon, uh, and you know, I don't want to give too much away about the game because I'm going to encourage everybody, if you're looking for a chill experience, just like to unwind from in the midst of like everything that's going on in the world right now, go play Firewatch. It's only a few hours long, but like enjoy enjoy that game. It's beautiful. It has a really well told story. Now, second second game out of this, and this is a fun game, but like also with dark tones. This is like this is one of my favorite things in terms of music as well, Victor. This game is called Night in the Woods.
Hmm.
There,
I feel like
there are
I've
these.
heard of that one.
Yeah, it's like the cat. The main
Oh
character is a
yeah,
cat.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So like, Night in the Woods is a game where you play as Mae Borowski.
Hmm.
Right? She's a college dropout, and
Okay.
she has, oh my goodness, she has some mental condition that like she dissociates and hallucinates.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and she it started when she was young because everybody calls her like killer,
Hmm.
things like that, because something happened when they were playing softball and one thing led to another, and she was on top of another kid with the baseball bat,
Yeah.
smashing his face in.
Oh.
Um,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit.
dude. Like for such a cartoony looking game, there are some really dark tones in this
Yeah,
game.
that's kind of what I got from when I just took a little peek at it because I have heard of the game before. I was just looking for like another like I just a game
Side
to play.
scroller,
Like
you
yeah,
know,
like
like
something kind of chill, something kind of like entertaining, story based. You know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's similar to those. For those of you who've played Oxenfree, it's similar in that vein. It has similar tones. Also another great game. But Night in the Woods is one of those things where like you're playing this person who's kind of just drifting out in the world and
Yeah.
doesn't really have anything going for them, and there's you can really relate to somebody who's struggling to like just like everything's going by them. They feel like everything's just like going and they're stuck in the same place, and they feel like there's no getting better, but
Yeah.
they're trying to make the most of it day by day. And you create bonds with your friends. At first she has a childhood friend who like hates her because she was jealous that she didn't get the opportunities that was afforded to May, but then you see that relationship get rekindled,
Yep.
and it's there's like some creepy shit, some supernatural stuff that goes down, like the combination of that and just seeing like the bond, it gives you like Goonie, Stranger Things,
Uh huh.
like
Yeah.
yeah, things like that. Like some weird shit's going down, but like friendship really like holds you down in this, and you got to see uh, there are random events that occur as well, but to get more lore and things like that. It's just such a good game, and it's so
Hmm.
pretty. It's so pretty. And you get to see the bond grow between all the people, including her parents and all these other things.
Hmm.
I hope they make a sequel. I really do.
Hmm.
That game doesn't need one, but if they did make one, I would play it. I would play the hell out of that game. All right, and Vic, I had to do this next one for the culture.
I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting that one.
Yeah, dude. So, uh, Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima. Where do I even begin? I'm surprised that didn't get Game of the Year when it went up against Last of Us Part 2.
I know. Like I'm not gonna lie.
It was
I
probably a coin
think Ghost
toss.
of Tsushima, I feel like deserved it more than The Last of Us Part Two. But I think because The Last of Us Part
Hot take,
Two,
hot take.
yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I think because it's more popular
you
than
know, that's fair, but I won't
like it's a
knock.
bigger game than Ghost of Tsushima. Like The
I'm
Last
not
of
even
Us.
gonna knock Naughty Dog, but like
Yeah.
I'm biased because I'm Japanese, so.
Like, well, I mean, fuck, I'm not, and I would have liked if Ghost of Tsushima won. You
Yeah,
know,
you've wasn't playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I
You
never
played it a
finished it.
couple
Yeah, I
times,
played
but
it. I never finished
yeah.
it. But
What did you think of gameplay though?
the gameplay, like the story that I did get to like experience, during my time playing it, holy shit, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going against like the Mongolian invasion
Mm.
of Tsushima Island, and most of the samurai were like obliterated. You know that's this is all like within the first 20 minutes of the game. They just throw you into this, so I'm not really spoiling much in the way of anything for this game. But all throughout this story is a man struggling with his code of honor, Bushido, the samurai's like code of honor,
Yeah.
and you're employing tactics against an enemy that fights dirty as well.
Yeah.
So he's sort of sort of unsure about who he is as a man as he's
Yeah,
doing,
cuz he had that
and
ally, right? The thief. He calls it
yeah,
thief. Yeah.
yeah,
And she employed tactics like sneaking about and rather than,
stealth
yeah, stealth
kills,
kills and all that stuff rather than
traps and
him. Yeah,
trickery,
him who's
kunai.
more like traditional, like you said, code of honor, and just approaching yourself and saying, "Hello, this is me, one on one, face me."
Yeah, and you know what's funny? A lot of samurai battles actually did that.
Yeah, oh, I bet.
Yeah, uh, but it is there's not only is it also one of those beautiful games to look at. Oh man, we've been spoiled with so many good-looking games like
Yeah,
God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us. Like, oh, it's so good.
yeah,
But Ghost of Tsushima's story also well paced. I think there's like 30 plus, or like maybe a little under 30 hours of like total gameplay, and that includes side missions and things like that. But all the side missions you have to complete in order to finish the
yeah,
main game, which I very much enjoyed. Well, you could save it, but
yeah,
like you'll get one, like you'll save it for the end, but you definitely want to take your time on that game doing everything early because it just adds richness to the story. But oh, man, it's just one of those things where you're literally just a guy going against the odds,
yeah,
just a man who's first off trying to save his home from
yeah.
the most ruthless type of people.
And
Like,
the beginning of this game was holy shit. Like it captures pretty much what the game is gonna be set up. From here on. Then it set it up perfectly. Like
mm,
holy fucking shit.
dude,
That
like the
first opening
first,
battle. Oh my god.
or like even
Sick.
the start of that, the cutscene where he's just
Yeah.
like, "Send me your best warrior," sets him on fire. I'm like, "Oh, damn! Oh
I know. I'm
shit!"
just like, what the fuck? Oh my god, bro. It's like
Dude,
two
like
minutes in, and
Kublai Khan. Shout out to like Kublai Khan the band, really dope. But Kublai Khan is the guy that's you're fighting, I believe, right?
yeah, I
It's
think
one of
so.
the cons.
Yeah, one of
Um,
them.
but oh my goodness, I will say though, they're far and few between like games that come around like that. Games that really like you get so invested in, and I beat that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I probably beat that game within the first 2 weeks of getting it
Wow,
because I was like addicted to it. Probably less than 2 weeks, if I'm being totally honest. Maybe 12 days,
Jesus Christ.
because I was literally just every single day, 4 hours every single day, 6 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours. Just
Jesus Christ. I don't think I've ever finished anything
yeah,
that fast.
dude, it was just
Maybe
uh,
Halo 3, but anyway.
yeah. And the final words. Beautiful game. Go play that as well. Wait till it's on sale. We're getting a movie potentially. There is a sequel coming out. Sucker Punch, Chef's Kiss. And finally, like you, there could only be one thing, one final thing that you just hold on to and hold near and dear to your heart. And this is going to be Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater for the PS2. What can I say about this game other than like, yeah, Do you know what love is, chat? Do you know what love is? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3. That's love. That is. Let me paint you a picture. All right, all right. So you played Metal Gear Solid 1. That's Solid Snake. At the end of Metal Gear Solid 1, you find out that you're a clone of the big boss, which is the main bad guy from the SNES games of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2. Only, like, you're like, all right, he's dead. But then Hideo Kojima is just like, how about you play the OG? How about you play Naked Snake, who becomes Big Boss? And I gotta be honest with you. I gotta be honest with you. That game made me cry at the end. Like, oh my goodness. The first time that I played that game,
Yeah.
oh, every time I play that game, I can't even lie. I'll go back and beat that game in a few hours. But so you go through this game and you're Naked Snake, aka Big Boss, and your mentor slash mother figure seemingly betrays you. She breaks your arm and throws you off of a bridge into water. Mind you, that's probably like a 30, 40, 50 foot drop that you get thrown down on. And then his whole world breaks there because her code has always been loyalty to the end. Because her code is a war hero for the US. And all she is like you're led to believe throughout this whole story that she's the main baddie,
Yeah.
other than Colonel Volgan. So you're going through her old squad, her old platoon, the which were called the Cobras, right? That was
I
it. The
think so,
Cobras,
yeah.
the Cobra unit. Yeah, the Cobra unit, which comprise of the Fear, the End, the Fury, the Pain,
Yep.
the Sorrow, and the joy. And she is the joy because she always smiled in battle. So you go through this whole shebang one by one, having an intimate one versus one combat scenario with each of these guys. Also, well, you could skip the ends fight by turning your clock 2 weeks in advance, and he dies of old age because he's over 100 years old. But yeah, yeah, there's a little things. So you go through this whole thing.
Yep.
You meet you fight Colonel Volgan, you fight the Shagohod, which is basically the Metal Gear of the game, and you get captured and you find out how Big Boss loses his eye. It's not a pretty scene. He's getting tortured, and somebody's basically playing Russian roulette with this other woman, Ocelot. Shout out to Ocelot because he's one of the coolest characters ever made and has a wonderful character arc in this. Uh, he's there getting tortured and he's about to shoot the bullet, which will lead to killing your love interest in this game. And he swings his body into his arm and gets his eye shot out.
Oof.
Yeah, dude. Uh, and then he gets captured. You have a whole shebang of like talking, like just trying to break out of this cell. You're left with nothing but a fork, and then you have to go into the sewers ultimately to jump out of another 30, 40 foot drop. But like he jumps out, gets his gear within like 48 hours of being shot in the face, and then
Marchand,
and
man.
then you know,
Marchand.
and then you fight the Shagohod again. You fight Colonel Logan 1v1 in a fist fight for this
1v1.
culminate. Yeah, dude. And then you finally you go and fight the boss. That's what she's called, the boss, which is the joy. But you fight the boss in a 1v1. No, you're not allowed to use guns. You can if you want, but it's 1v1 fist fight. Which every Metal Gear Solid culminates in a 1v1 duel type of setting. Metal Gear Solid 1, you fought on top of a destroyed Metal Gear Rex with Liquid. Metal Gear Solid 2, you had a katana fight with your pseudo dad figure. Metal Gear Solid 3, you fight the boss hand to hand. And It's playing the main theme song. It's playing Snake Eater throughout that whole time, dude.
Uh-huh.
Like beating the shit out of each other. And then you find out at the very end. This game is old. If you haven't played this game was like PS2, 2005 maybe. Uh, so spoilers. You find out at the end that she defected to the Soviet Union so you could save the world, and she wasn't actually evil.
Whew.
So you have to go through this whole thing, kill your mother figure essentially, and now you're because she took the blame. Because if she didn't take the blame, Russia would have retaliated against the United States, and there would have been World War III.
Good old Russia.
And then you find out she's not evil, and Snake is now doesn't even believe in his own government, doesn't even want all the accolades, and he gets titled Big Boss, and
Yep.
he's just like, no. So he leaves. He literally leaves and starts his own army, where soldiers are treated with respect, not just tools of the government, as Gray Fox says. But yeah, that
There you go.
those. Oh my god,
There you fucking
that.
go.
Oh my god, I love that game. I love that game. Like I said,
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid was one of those games that I never got into, but I think, like I said in our previous podcast, that like it's one that like I can understand why people enjoy, and you know their story is really well done too. You know, because you know it's not easy storytelling, especially in a video game. You know,
no,
like
no.
it's really difficult having to do that and you know and develop a whole video game around it. And the fact that you know like some of these games have sequels to them is pretty amazing and can keep up with you know with their previous writing and make it either better you know or different
Just
depending
as
on the
good.
like just as good or better. Yeah, just as
Yeah.
good or better. So you know
Now,
like
we're not saying
it's
every sequel is better,
yeah.
because there have been some shit sequels. Don't get me wrong. But we're talking about the ones that really do hit home, like
Yep.
really do knock it out of the park. Like,
Yep. And
shout out
these
to reboots as well, because sometimes reboots are really cool, but
yep.
that's not necessarily a sequel now, is it?
Nope.
But oh, dude, I there's just video games, man. Stories, man. Like it's just beautiful.
Yep.
And there's a lot of love that goes into storytelling when it comes to video games, and these dev teams, these people, these humans,
The writing team especially you know
dude.
really well done, especially with the list that we picked out, our top, you know, our top five ones. Now, I had a bunch of other ones that I could have, you know, included.
Oh,
And I
throw
mentioned,
some at me. Throw some at me.
you know,
Let's
and I
do some
mentioned
honorable mentions.
the evil within. You know that I finished the first one, and that was great. Oh my god, that one was really good. You know, like I said, I never normally don't enjoy you know like horror zombie games, but like that one was really well done. It's dark. I just like dark themed things. You know, we were talking about
Hmm,
Majora's Mask. That's another one I
hmm,
wanted to bring back.
hmm.
Majora's Mask. I feel like it's underrated out of all the Zelda games. You know,
Right.
um,
That's definitely the most divisive one.
yep. So you know, I really like the dark theme of games. So I almost chose the Evil Within, Majora's Mask. Let's see what else. The original God of War games, more specifically God of War 3. You
Hmm.
know, like the cultivating end to that story too. Like
I know
hardcore
you said.
story.
I know you said The Witcher as well.
Yeah, The Witcher. The Witcher 3 was another one I was highly considering.
Hmm.
But yeah, you know, like those games too have really compelling stories, you know, and you know, games that I would like sink hours into getting to know and you know the characters really like you develop a bond with those characters, you know,
Yeah,
you
for
feel for
sure.
them when they lose something, they gain something, you know, like you are
Off
that
the
character.
off the top of my head, a couple of honorable mentions I have is the OG Ratchet and Clank,
Yep.
um, Final Fantasy VII, the OG and the remake, because I mean, reasons, obvious reasons. I almost said Final Fantasy X, but I didn't. I wanted to exclude Final Fantasy altogether,
Hmm.
just because
Yep.
at this rate it would have been like all
All
Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy. Yep.
Yeah.
I almost included Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, oh man, speaking of Red Dead, there was something similar that I almost included. I almost included Resident Evil 2 remake. Uh,
I
but
almost threw in like this one was kind of in the middle. It was the campaign to the first Call of Duty Black Ops.
mm,
The
mm,
campaign to that. Oh,
fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one I almost included in there too.
I almost cheated and I almost said Overwatch, but
I had
Overwatch
a
isn't
feeling.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
almost said
lore behind it's
Overwatch
really good too.
specifically. We'll talk about heavily
Yep.
lore-based games at some point.
And Dark Souls was another one I highly considered. You know, like despite not finishing it, I did look into the lore behind all of that, and oh yeah, yike,
Dude, we'd have to like.
that's like that's a lot
I
to
hope you
cover.
know when Elden Ring drops, everybody. You guys aren't gonna. Slightly inappropriate. It's gonna be on a break.
Like that it's fucking it's a lot to take in, but nonetheless, I mean, like we said before, these story based games, like they're it takes a lot from the development team to make these things and keep it, you know,
They're your
yep.
children that you give to the world and hopes that they are liked. If you think about it, you
Fuck, I
spend
love
so
video
much time
games.
raising it. You spend your whole time raising it, watching it grow and development, and then you throw it out into the world, into the cold world, where sometimes people hate it, and you're like, oh no, and then you have. Sometimes people really love it, and in this case, in these 9 games that we
Yep,
talked about today, these are all. Thank you.
yep, yep.
Thank
Let us
you.
know
Thank you.
what your favorite ones are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please, please, throw it up. Let us know. Whisper it to us. We'll do a shout out. Also, let's ask the chat for those of you who are watching later on, or for those of you who are in it now. What what's what's one game that really stuck with you? Just one game.
Yep,
One game
yep.
that really stuck with you, like the story that really stuck with you. I almost said Diablo 3.
That would have been a good one too.
Yeah, dude. I just thought about that. Like, yeah. But yeah, throw down in our whispers. Let us know. Like, what's one game that everybody like really hits you? We might shout it out later on.
Yep,
We might shout it out. Why not? Yeah. We'll read them off. We can read off some comments from people.
yeah.
I'm not opposed to that.
Yep. Yep. Let us know what are your most memorable games, story based games. Anything else
Also,
that you enjoy.
shoot us uh shoot us a whisper about what you would like to hear for the future.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Let us know
Also,
what games we should talk about on this podcast.
we also have a Discord. If anybody feels like joining. Oh, I just heard myself.
Nope. Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard myself
I
twice.
got.
It's okay.
It's fine. But yep.
Oh,
Um, you're gonna have to link that one in the
yeah,
chat.
I'll go ahead and. Ooh, where's my invites? Oh, that's why. I wasn't even in the actual thing. Don't worry. I'll go ahead and bring up a link right now. Oh, I know what happened. I had our stream open. Good thing that you guys couldn't hear that. I had our stream open.
Ah,
Yeah. Oop. Here's our Discord. Come on through.
yep.
Join us.
You could tell us what you would like to hear next, or even there you can drop down what your most memorable story based game was.
I'm typing it
Say
out.
hello.
There's one game that story stuck with you. Let us know in our Whisper box. All
Yeah.
right.
So we really appreciate you, those who came out and stuck by throughout this entire time. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. I'm not sure when our next one will be. What's today? Monday?
Today is Monday. We're
Yep.
probably gonna shoot it for next week for sure.
I think
We want to space out our. We want to space out definitely our
we're off
episodes.
tomorrow and Wednesday just because of our own personal things that we
Mhm.
have going on, and then
I play D&D on Tuesdays with my brothers.
and I have date nights on Wednesday.
Ah, fake nerd. He has a girlfriend.
Yeah, that fucking nerd has a girlfriend, I guess.
No,
So we will
kidding.
be off for these next 2 days, and then Thursday, um,
I think we might just be doing gaming
I
stuff,
think we
right?
might be doing gaming on Thursday. So and then last week we launched this on Friday. So and that's a good day for me because I mean I get out and at only 4, and then this week I have the weekend off. So
We'll see. Well, like we gotta figure out as well. Like we gotta figure out our schedules still. Which days work the best for all of us, and which day would can we just in just consistently. You know,
yeah,
this one was like great in the fact that Victor's off. I don't have that much going on for me Mondays, but that's not always the case. Victor's job is very demanding. So, you know.
yeah, I'm cleaning,
Well,
so
it's
I get to clean butt.
yeah, so like it's all you know, no rush right now to get extremely structured. Every time we can, we will. And you know, at least it'll be weekly. You can rest assured that it will be weekly.
Yep,
For
yep,
that is the one promise that we will make unless somebody goes on vacation or somebody gets too busy and otherwise you can expect to see slightly inappropriate airing at least once a week. So
yep.
yeah,
It's just things. Yeah,
without
just
further ado, thank you for the again, Scarls331. Thank you so much for the follow. We do appreciate the fact that you gave us a follow.
yep. And
Um
we'll go quickly and go ahead and shout out the ones that followed while the course while we were offline, and just didn't get a chance to
oh,
yep,
absolutely.
yep. So I know we launched this like what, like 3 days ago. So and then
Mhm.
yeah, and we haven't done a second podcast yet until today. So we'll quickly
Mhm.
go ahead and we'll shout those one out. Tim, you want to start?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Where can I find our followers on here?
oh, that's I
Oh,
mean I have the list right here. So I'll just
right.
all right. So I'll go ahead. So really quick shout outs to the ones who followed us the last couple of days as we were launching this. To quick shout out to Salvia Path, Boxing Squid, Goldust Girl 97, Maverick Jack, Violent Wolf
Love you,
28,
Mav. Love you,
Wingman,
Hannah.
the OG
Thank
Wingman.
you, Aiden.
Yep, the OG Wingman. Um, yeah, Capricorn 77, and
Thank you,
welcome.
Cap.
Yep, and then our latest one, Scarls 331.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Yep,
We have a follower goal. We're trying to get to our 50 by the end of 2 months from
yeah,
now.
I
And
think something like that. You got 58 days to go, so I think 2 months.
mhm. We have a follower goal. We're trying to push it. Nothing specifically. It's not like a hard goal. We'll take whatever we can get, but it's mostly there, you know, as a thing to say like, hey, like if you enjoy it, this makes us feel good, you
Yep.
know.
So
Like,
hope you enjoyed.
yeah, we hope you had a great time. Thank you so much, and you guys have a good night.